So in our last session, we did discuss about arrays, guys. How to play with the arrays is what we have discussed in our last session. In today's session, we are going to discuss about objects. Objects is actually a powerful way of communication. If you want to send a large scale of data from one place to another place, you will store those values in the object. You will pass that object. Getting my point? Let us say you have hundreds of values. Hundreds of values. See, if it is a string, you will have very much less string. Array means object means in the object you can store multiple values. Getting my point? So if you want to pass values, let us say from Salesforce system to ServiceNow system, you want to pass values. First of all, from Salesforce system to ServiceNow system, if you want to pass values, you have to pass it in a structured way. You have to pass it in a structure. If you blindly pass it, we can't take that values. From Salesforce, you have to pass it in a structured way and multiple values. So from Salesforce, you have to receive 100 values. Those 100 values, you have to format it in the object format. That object, you have to pass it here. You're getting my point? If you have to pass values from one place to another place, you have to format it first. Let us take my details as an example. So I have a lot of details. My first name, last name, full name, my father name, my grandfather name, my sister name, my qualification, my companies. Okay, I have a lot of details. All those details I want to send it to someone. Can I pass it as a string? Can I pass it as an array? If I pass it as an array, they won't have structure. They can't find it in a structured way. Then what I will do is I'll create an object here where obj. Objects will be always in the flower brackets. Okay. In the object, first name, colon. Okay. Last name. I'm formatting it, guys. I'm formatting the object. Full name, colon. Okay. Father name, colon. Mother name, colon. Sister name, colon. Okay. Qualification is married, colon. Is employee, colon. Okay. Cousins, colon. Okay. As many values you want to store, those many values you can store in a structured format. Okay. Here my first name, I am actually taking as Uday in the strings. You have to use comma. This is called property, guys. Property is actually a key value pair. Object is full of properties. Each property is a key value pair. You're getting my point, Kumar Garu. Last name, Kishore. Ama. Full name Uday Kishore Gadiparthi. Ama. Koteshwar Rao. Ama. 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 Is married. False. I am taking here. False is a Boolean value. It is not a string. It's a Boolean value. Employee. Cousins. Cousin names I am taking in an array. Cousin names I am taking in an array. Okay. Ama. The last one comma is not needed. I am storing. These are actually keys, guys. Left side ones are keys. These are values. Values are like data types. This is in the first name I have taken string data type. In the is married I am taking Boolean type. In the cousins I have taken array type. And here within the object also you can take another object. Okay. Within the object I am actually taking another object. Okay. Getting my point. So in this I'm taking here first son. Okay. Okay. So left side ones, these are keys, guys. Okay. These are keys. These keys should always be in the strings. Okay. So this is a key. This key is having object as a value. And inside this object, first son is actually a key again. Age is actually a key. Okay. Here you can see there are two ages here. System will get confused. Okay. I'm just taking this particular object, going to the background script. I have just formatted it. Okay. This is the object format, guys. In the square bracket, in the flower brackets, the left side ones, these all are actually keys. These all are values. The values can be any data type. This is actually string data type. This is also string data type. This is Boolean type. This is array type. This is array type. This is object type. Okay. You got my point, right? In this object, from this object, I want my first name. Then what I will do is ps.print obj dot first name. Obj dot first name. What it does, it will give Uday name. Is it giving Uday name or not? If I give last name, it will give Kishore name. So this is in the structured format or not? Getting my point? Okay. Well, here I want full name. Name. It will give Uday Kishore Gadiparthi. If you use father name, it will give my father name. If I give mother name, it will give my mother name. If I give sister name, it will give my sister name. If I use qualification, it will give my qualification. If I give is married, it will say false. So this data type I want to check here. I have to use type of Boolean. Okay. Is employee is true. It is also Boolean type. So I want to get cousins. It will give the cousin names. It is an array. Okay. I want to get my grandparent name. Okay. These are my grandparents' name. I want to get my grandparents' son. So grandparents' son is actually an object. Giving the object name. It is giving the object name. So grandparents' sons dot first son name. First son name it will give as Kodeshwar Rao. Using object dot grandsons dot. As this is an object, I am using dot here. Dot first son. Suppose I want to get my first cousin name. So here index I will use. Index of 0. 0 means it will give Lakshmi. Getting my point? It gives, okay, it's cousins, right? Cousins of Lakshmi. So object dot cousins of 0. Index, array index starts from 0. 1 means Venkat. 2 means, 3 means Ranga. 4 means Prasad. If I give 5, define. You are getting my point. Today's concept is useful here or not? Clear or not, sir? Huh? JavaScript concept, arrays concept. Okay. So my grandparents' son's second son name. Okay. So then what I will do? Grandparents' son's dot. Here this is another object, right? Dot. Second son name. Is giving picture of. Second son is I want. It will give 61. So I have a structured data. Structured data. Okay. So if I have to add more values to this particular object, if I have to add more values to this object, what you can do is obj dot hmm, obj dot sister details. Sister details is equal to, okay. Now what I am doing is I am creating a property. I am creating a property. This is the key. These are the values. This is the key. These are the values. Okay. Now you tell me here, if I have to, is my sister an employee or not, I want to print the output. Print obj dot sister details dot is employee. Okay. Let me execute this one. Saying true. Qualification. Masters. Likewise, you can add the properties as well. We can add the properties as well. Okay. You're getting my point? How to construct an object. This format is very important. First of all, if you have to pass a value from one place to another place, if it is one value, you can use string. If it is 3 or 4 values, you can use index, arrays. If there are multiple values, you can use object. Getting my point? Let us imagine from another system, if you have to send bunch of data to ServiceNow, you have to send it in a proper format first. You can use this format. You can send multiple values. What if I send that values as a string? Can we get it properly? What if I send it as a array? It is very difficult to find indexes, right? If you send it in the object format, you using keys, you can identify it easily, right? You're getting my point. So these are the keys. Keys will always be in the strings. Values, which can be different data types. Getting my point? Okay. So well here, guys, now we will understand how to convert object into string. To convert object into string, we will use, this is an object, right? If you directly want to print object, it won't be printed. It is an object. If you directly want to print object, it will say it is an object. Okay. So I want to convert object as a string. I want to convert object as a string. To convert object as a string, we will use JSON dot JavaScript object notation dot stringify vj. You are converting object into string. You can see this is a string. You converted object into string. So what, let us say from the Salesforce, I want to get multiple details. What they does, they will construct as an object. They will construct as an object. They'll convert that as a string. They'll pass that string. Again, we will convert that string into object again. So these conversions are very important. These data types, these conversions are very important. So now what I have done, I have created an object. I converted that object into string. Okay. I want to convert that string into object again. Now what I am doing is, where CR object is equal to JSON dot stringify object. What you are doing, you are converting object into string again. So now I want to convert string into object again. Where converted object is equal to JSON dot parse. JSON dot parse, you have to pass that string object here. Okay. Now first you have created an object. You converted that object into string using JSON dot stringify. Then you converted that string into object again using JSON dot parse. Now you see here, ps dot print, ps dot print, converted object dot converted object dot grandparents sons dot first son. Taking my point. Just run this one. It is giving my father name. So what has happened here? What has happened here? First, you constructed an object. You converted that object into string. You converted the string into object again. From that converted object to from that converted object, what I have done? I have taken the my father name. Likewise, guys, you will be passing data from one place to another place. So you will be passing from server to client. You will be passing external system to ServiceNow system. Data will be passed from here to there. When you are passing values from here to there, if you have to pass multiple values, you will pass it in an object format. So object you have to convert as a string. That string you will receive the other end. In the other end, you have to convert it as a object again. From that object, you have to pull the details. Getting my point? Hmm? Now you tell me, how do we convert a string into array? Dot split method, you will convert a string into array. How do you convert a array into string? Dot toString method, dot join method. Dot toString method will convert it as a string, comma separated. Dot join method will convert it as a string, any special character separated. Okay. Well, if you want to convert object into string, you will use JSON.stringify. Okay, you will convert the object into string, you will send it out, and the opposite end, they will convert that string into object. From that object, they will pull the details. Okay, you got my point? See, if it is one value, you can directly pass string. If it is 2, 3 values, you can pass array, 2, 3 values. If there are multiple values, you pass object. These concepts will be useful in coming sessions. You're getting my point? Object. Okay. Let me give you an example here. Let me give you an example here. Let us say in the objects, I am getting emails. I'm getting it in a string format. abc@gmail.com, mahesh@gmail.com. Okay. In the object, in the emails, if there is there invalid email address or not, I want to check. In the object, in the emails, if there is an invalid email address or not, I want to check. Okay. First of all, what I have to do, this is a string. Okay. I am just storing where mail is equal to obj dot emails. Obj dot emails. Okay. First, we will check is that in the string format or array format and all, we have to check. So we will use gs.print. It is telling a string. Okay. So here, what is the delimiter here? Comma is the delimiter here. So what I do is where ARR emails is equal to mail dot split. I'm using split method here. Comma is the delimiter. What happens? String will become array again. Okay. I'm taking the array length where length is equal to ARR emails dot length. Okay. Each email I have to check. Each email I have to check. Each email is in the email format or not, we have to check. So we have to loop through each email. To loop through each email, we have to understand loops concept. We have for loop, while loop, do while loop, for off loop, for in, for off loops, for each loop. These loops concept we have to understand. That loops concept we'll be discussing in tomorrow. I'll be explaining one for loop here. For loop is used to loop through each email. We have how many emails here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 emails it will loop through. First it will take one email. Second it will take second email. Third it will take third email. Fourth it will take fourth email. So let me loop through here where I is equal to 0. I less than length. Length I am taking here. Length means array length you are taking here. A plus plus. So gs dot print gs dot print. Okay. Array emails index of I. Index of I. What it does, it will print all the email addresses. It has printed all the email addresses. So first, so here 4 times this loop will run. As 4 email addresses are there, 4 times it will run. So here have to check each email is the email format or not. So first of all, I am taking regular expression. Okay. I'm taking it in a variable. Okay. Each email is in this format or not, I have to check. Each email is in this format or not, I have to check. So what I do, if there are email index of I, okay, dot match regular expression. If it is not in the email format, okay, gs dot print, okay, our email of A plus is not in the email format. Okay, I'm going to execute this one. So this one is not in the email format. xyz@gmail.com is not in the email format. Rest of them abc@gmail.com, mahesh@gmail.com, somesh@gmail.com. But here .com is missing. This is not there in the email format. I am going to remove @ symbol here. Okay, now let me execute this one. So here what is it telling? somesh@gmail.com is not a valid email form, not in the valid email format. xyz@gmail.com is not in the valid email format. So you are able to understand how am I converting object into string into array. How am I looping? So loops concept I'll be explaining it in tomorrow session anyhow. Without understanding these data types, data type methods, these for loop, while loops, conditions, functions, you won't be able to understand the concepts easily. Whenever we are writing the script, which one is variable, which one is string, which one is object, which one is array, which one is boolean, which one is undefined, which one is null. If you are able to understand them, scripting is easy for you. Getting my point? Hmm? So from the object, we are able to pull one value that is actually a string, which data type we are checking. And in that, we are checking the delimiter, which is the delimiter. Using the delimiter, we converted that string into array. And that array, we are actually, that array length we have taken here. Where is the script and all? The array length we have taken, we are looping through each element. And in the each element, each email is in the email format or not, I'm checking using this regular expression. So here there are two emails which are not in the email format. So our logic is able to identify it, right? Likewise, we'll have to play with the data. Data types are very important. Data format is also very important. Getting my point? If I write I'll show you one script here. I'll show you the symbol and you have to tell me what is that and all. Okay. It has given me the smallest logic. Here, JavaScript is quite less here. Hmm? Tell me here, this is a string. These are the inputs that we are passing. Okay. Each one is in the mobile number format or not, I have to check. Each one is in the mobile number format or not. The delimiter is comma here. Okay. This is a string. Okay. So here functions I did not tell you. This string I am actually getting it here. Okay. So here instead of for loop, they have used for each loop. We have used for loop, but they have used for each loop. That loops and all we are yet to discuss. So they have taken the regular expression here. Like we have taken the regular expression for email, they have taken the regular expression for mobile number. Okay. So they have used for each loop here. They have used for each loop. To loop through each record, they have used for each loop. So it is checking each mobile number is actually valid or not. It is finally identifying the uh, invalid phone numbers. It says all are valid phone numbers. Okay. So ChatGPT sometimes will throw the script at our face. We'll have to check it. Okay. So ChatGPT is not 100% correct, 95% is correct. Okay. So here, from here, we're passing a string. We are actually dividing that string. We are looping through that. We are actually converting that string into array. We are looping through that array using for loop. Okay. So they have ChatGPT has used some other. So ChatGPT has used function. ChatGPT has used for each loop. So which we haven't discussed yet. Okay. From this, you tell me what do we call this one? What do we call this one? That is a variable. No, no, no. This is variable, guys. This, what do we call this one? Assignment operator. This one is also a variable. This one is also a variable. Equal to is assignment operator. Okay, this is a variable. So what do we call this one? String. That is there in the single quotes, right? The underlying, let us say, first of all, whenever you are taking that value, in which format you are taking it? Is that in string format, array format, object format? Which format you are taking? Okay. Now let me go to the form here. Incident form. The incident form, I am using JavaScript executor here. Okay. So in this incident form, we have sections here, 3 sections. These 3 section names I want. Okay, then for that I am using lot g underscore form dot. Okay, it is giving these values. By default, what we will think? What we will think? We'll think that as a string. But if you use type of, only then we'll get a confirmation. Object. Object means it can be two objects, array object and object actually. Okay, here we are able to see if it is a object, you will get object. Okay, so here you are able to understand the data type. You are able to understand that this is an array. Getting my point? So you can split that array where ARR is equal to I'm using for loop where I is equal to 0, I less than ARR dot length G underscore form dot. Okay, ARR index of I, comma, false. Now, if you scroll down here, there are three sections visible. There are three sections visible. I want to hide all of these sections using scripting. All the sections are hidden or not. First of all, I have taken the section name. If I think that as string, what happens? If I think that as a string, can I hide all the sections? First, I have checked the data type. I understand that it is an array. I have taken the array length. Each section name I have taken, each section I have hidden using this G underscore form dot set section display false. So first time it will hide one section. Second time it will hide another section. Third time it will hide another section. So this array length, you will get it as 3. Okay. So first section will be in the first section will be hidden. Second second section. Third section. 3 sections will be hidden. You understand how the data types are useful? Hmm? Any questions from anyone, guys? I have unmuted everyone. Any questions from anyone?
Uday, I have one question, Uday. Like while defining that regular expression variable, right?
Hmm.
So front and back use a forward slash, right? So that is the syntax we have to follow for regular
Yes,
expression.
we have to follow the syntax, or else it will consider as a syntax error. You can see it is started with this one, it is ended with this one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. And then like so if the like assuming like if the same yeah, all the persons email addresses are with Gmail at gmail.com, then we can try with not ends
Yeah.
with gmail.com. That string also
Yes.
we can, right?
Yes.
We
Yes.
can try. We can try that way
So
also.
we have that method ends with method in the strings, right?
Yes, yes. Maybe, but that will works like if we are sure like all the person's emails only have at gmail.com, then only we can try. Like, but this you are showing like regular expression, we can check for any mail format, like right?
Yes.
Maybe. Mhm.
If you are able to understand these data types, if you are able to understand what is string, if you are able to understand how to play with the strings, if you are able to understand what is array type, if you are able to understand how to play with arrays, if you are able to understand object type, how to play with objects, Okay, if you are able to understand about loops, conditions, if you are able to understand about functions, that is more than enough.
Mhm.
You must be very strong in these data types.
Yeah, yeah.
Underlying root cause is this one. If you are not able to identify the root cause, you can't understand the problem. You should identify the underlying, the development life cycle based upon these data types only. Most people don't know why these data types are used for data communication. Got my point, right? This we will be using it in a real-time examples. This we will be using it in a real-time examples. Okay. I will show you where exactly we will define variables. I will show you where exactly we will define array.
Uday, this JavaScript like or execution, na? So this script we are running on the form, right?
Hmm.
So this will only for
What kind of form?
developers, right? Form like on the form only for developers, right? So this option can be used by any user, no, right?
This is especially for developers. Maybe you can try it in your organization instance using Control Shift J.
Ha ha ha. No, generally, is there any way we can restrict that option to the like end users and like
That option is available only for developers.
okay, okay.
What you can do is you can create a user account,
Yep.
grant only ITIL role, impersonate as that user,
Okay.
and try to use JavaScript executor.
Yeah.
Getting my point?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
That way we can test it, right?
Ha ha. Yes, you're right.
Hmm. So, Vamsi, I will strongly recommend you to help others as well. Okay, that way you
Sure,
can
sure,
learn. That way you
sure,
can
sure,
learn
you're
so
right.
many things.